One peaceful evening in Arendelle, Elsa stood on the castle balcony when she heard something unusual, soft whispers floating through the night breeze. "Elsa, come find us," the voices called gently. Elsa frowned. That wasn't the wind. Ana, munching on chocolate nearby, tilted her head. "Whispers? In the wind? Sounds like an adventure to me." Olaf popped up, excited as ever. "Oh, maybe it's the chocolate fairies calling you. Can I come too?" The next morning, the sisters set out, following the mysterious whispers into the Enchanted Forest. The deeper they went, the stranger things became. Trees that glowed with moonlight, flowers that hummed like lullabies, and streams that sparkled like stars. Suddenly, a silvery wolf appeared, but instead of growling, it bowed its head. "Queen Elsa, Princess Ana, the Forest of Dreams needs your help." The wolf explained that the forest magic was fading because the dream crystal, a gem that kept imagination alive, had been stolen. Without it, children everywhere would stop dreaming at night. Ana gasped. "No dreams? No bedtime adventures? That's terrible." Elsa placed a hand on her sister's shoulder. "Then we'll bring it back." The wolf guided them to the Cave of Echoes, where they faced 3 magical trials. The Bridge of Vanishing Light. Each step they took made the bridge disappear. Ana bravely held Elsa's hand and said, "Trust me." Together they ran and leapt, making it across just in time. The riddle of the singing owls. A chorus of glowing owls blocked the way. They asked, "What is stronger than fear, but gentle as snow?" Ana thought hard, then smiled. "Love." The owls hooted happily and let them pass. The shadow of doubt. A giant shadow rose, whispering, "You are not strong enough." Elsa took a deep breath, remembering Anna's courage. With a wave of her icy magic, she formed a shield of snowflakes. "We are strong together." At the heart of the cave, they found the dream crystal, glowing faintly in the claws of a sleepy shadow dragon. Instead of fighting, Ana softly sang a lullaby, calming the dragon. Gently, Elsa froze the shadows away, and the dragon returned to being a harmless little lizard. When they placed the crystal back in the forest, the trees lit up like fireworks, and sparkling dreams floated back into the sky. That night, as they returned to Arendelle, Olaf yawned. "I think I'm already dreaming," and fell asleep standing up. Ana giggled. "Another adventure saved, thanks to us." Elsa smiled warmly. "And thanks to love." Once upon a time, in the shining kingdom of Lunaria, there lived a gentle and kind princess named Aria. She was loved by her people, not only because she was beautiful, but because she had a brave heart and always cared for everyone in the land. Every morning, Princess Aria would walk through the royal gardens, talking to the flowers, feeding the doves, and listening to the whispers of the wind. But one morning, something strange caught her eye. Beneath a silver rosebush hidden under soft petals, she saw a faint glow. Curious, she knelt down and uncovered an ancient crystal staff. The staff glittered with rainbow light, and to her surprise, it whispered softly, "Princess, the kingdom needs your light." Startled, Aria carried the staff to the castle library, where the wise old scholar Master Cedric studied ancient magic. "This," he said, adjusting his spectacles, "is the legendary Staff of Light, once held by the first queen of Lunaria. It holds the power to protect our land. But remember, Princess, the staff's true strength does not come from magic alone. It comes from kindness and courage." That very evening, a terrible shadow spread across the skies. The evil sorcerer Malcor rose from the mountains, wielding a staff of black fire. "Lunaria will fall," he thundered. With one strike, he covered the kingdom in endless night. The sun disappeared, The rivers grew dark, and flowers wilted in fear. The people rushed to the palace gates, frightened. Princess Aria stepped onto the balcony holding the glowing staff. "Do not be afraid," she called. "I will bring back the light." With her loyal unicorn Starfall, whose mane shone like starlight, Aria rode into the Forest of Echoes, the first place Malcor's shadows had touched. The trees whispered haunting voices. "You are too weak. You will fail. Turn back." But Aria gripped her staff. "I am not afraid," she said. The crystal lit up, casting a circle of light that silenced the voices. Starfall neighed proudly, and together they pressed on. At the forest's edge lay a broken bridge across a deep canyon. Shadow creatures with glowing red eyes blocked the way. Starfall trembled, his hooves skidding back. Aria raised her staff. Kindness is stronger than fear. She struck the ground, and the staff released a rainbow path across the canyon. The shadows hissed and vanished into mist, unable to fight against her courage. At last, they reached the Mountain of Fire, where Malcor's dark magic burned strongest. Inside the cave, flames danced on black stone walls. Malcor appeared, tall and menacing. His eyes glowed with fire. "You think a child with a stick can defeat me?" he mocked. "This is no ordinary stick," Aria said firmly. "This is the Staff of Light, and it carries the hope of my people." With a wave of his staff, Malcor hurled fireballs at her. Starfall shielded her, and Aria lifted her staff high. Golden beams of light clashed against Malcor's flames, filling the cave with sparks of shadow and light. The cave trembled as the staffs collided. Malcor shouted, "Darkness will always win," but Aria stood tall. "No, darkness cannot win where there is love." Her words filled the crystal staff with brilliant power. Light exploded from it, brighter than the sun, forming a rainbow beam that struck Malcor's dark staff. Crack! The dark staff shattered into pieces, and Malcor screamed as the shadows vanished, leaving only silence and peace. As Aria stepped out of the cave, the dark clouds above Lunaria broke apart. Sunlight poured down, rivers sparkled again, and flowers bloomed brighter than ever. The people cheered as their princess returned, riding Starfall with the staff glowing gently in her hand. In the palace, Aria placed the magical staff in the Hall of Queens, where it would rest until Lunaria truly needed it again. From that day on, the people of Lunaria remembered. True power does not come from magic or weapons. It comes from kindness, bravery, and believing in yourself. And so, Princess Aria lived happily ever after, protecting her kingdom with love, courage, and light. Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, there lived a sweet young girl everyone called Little Red Riding Hood. She always wore a bright red cloak with a hood, lovingly sewn by her grandmother. One sunny morning, her mother said, "Grandma isn't feeling well today. Please take this basket of fresh bread, honey, and warm soup to her. But remember, my dear, stay on the path and don't talk to strangers." Little Red Riding Hood nodded cheerfully and set off through the forest. In the forest, birds chirped, squirrels scampered, and Little Red Riding Hood hummed a happy tune. But soon, a sly gray wolf stepped onto the path. "Good morning, little girl," the wolf said with a fake smile. "Where are you going?" "To my grandmother's cottage, deep in the woods," she replied innocently. The wolf's eyes glimmered with a cunning idea. He thought, "If I hurry, I can reach Grandma's house first." So, pretending to be polite, he said, "What lovely flowers grow here. Why not pick some for your grandmother?" Little Red Riding Hood smiled at the thought and stopped to gather a colorful bouquet. Meanwhile, the wolf raced down the path faster than the wind. At Grandma's house, the wolf knocked gently on the door. "Who is it?" called Grandma weakly. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf said, disguising his voice. But Grandma wasn't fooled. Her heart told her something was wrong. Quick as a flash, she climbed into a closet to hide. The wolf entered, finding the house empty. But he was clever. He put on Grandma's bonnet, glasses, and shawl, then tucked himself into her bed. Soon after, Little Red Riding Hood arrived, holding her basket and flowers. "Grandma, are you awake?" she asked, stepping inside. "Yes, my dear," the wolf croaked, trying to sound gentle. Little Red Riding Hood came closer. Something seemed strange. "Grandma, what big eyes you have!" "All the better to see you with, my dear," the wolf answered. "Grandma, what big ears you have!" "All the better to hear you with." "Grandma, what big teeth you have!" The wolf leaped from the bed, growling. "All the better to eat you with." But just then, bang, thud, crash. Grandma burst from the closet with a broom and shouted, "Not in my house!" Startled, the wolf stumbled backward. Just then, a kind woodcutter passing by heard the noise, rushed in, and chased the wolf far into the forest. The wolf never dared to bother them again. Little Red Riding Hood hugged her grandmother tightly. "Oh, Grandma, I should have listened and stayed on the path." Grandma smiled and kissed her forehead. "You're safe, my dear. That's what matters. And now, let's enjoy some warm soup together." And from that day on, Little Red Riding Hood always remembered. Listen to your parents, stay safe, and be careful with strangers. And they all lived happily ever after.
Once upon a time, in a shining golden castle, there lived a kind and beautiful princess named Lila. She loved to play in the royal gardens, where bright flowers bloomed and butterflies danced. One sunny morning, Princess Lila sat by the sparkling fountain, holding her favorite golden ball. She tossed it high into the air, giggling. But plop! The ball slipped from her hands and fell into the deep fountain. "Oh no!" she cried. "My favorite ball is gone!" Just then, a little green frog hopped onto the fountain's edge. "Why are you sad, Princess?" he asked politely. Princess Lila gasped. "You can talk!" the frog chuckled. "Yes, I can. And I can help you too. If I fetch your golden ball, will you promise to be my friend? Let me sit with you, eat with you, and share your company?" Princess Lila didn't really want a frog as a friend, but she was desperate. "Yes, I promise," she said. With a splash, the frog dove into the fountain and quickly popped back up with the golden ball. Lila clapped her hands in joy and ran back to the castle with her ball, forgetting her promise. That evening, as the princess dined in the grand hall, a soft knock, knock, knock echoed at the door. When the servants opened it, there was the frog. "Princess Lila," he croaked, "you promised to let me eat with you." Lila felt guilty but remembered her words. She gently placed the frog beside her plate. Though the king and queen were surprised, they reminded her, "A true princess always keeps her promises." The frog ate happily, then asked, "May I sleep on your pillow tonight, princess?" Lila hesitated but nodded. That night, she placed the frog carefully on her pillow. As she lay down, the frog whispered, "Thank you for being kind. Good night, princess." When the first rays of morning sunlight touched her cheeks, Princess Lila opened her eyes and gasped. The frog was gone. In his place stood a handsome prince, smiling warmly. He bowed and said, "I was under a wicked spell. Only the kindness of a true princess could break it. Because you kept your promise, I am free." Overjoyed, Princess Lila and Prince Adrian became the best of friends. Together, they laughed, explored magical lands, and shared many adventures. And so, the princess learned that kindness and keeping your word are the truest forms of magic. And they lived happily ever after.
Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Aurora Vale, there lived a gentle princess named Isabella. She was gifted with a magical power. Whenever she touched a flower, it bloomed brighter than the sun. Tea! The people adored her, for her gardens kept the kingdom beautiful and full of life. But in the dark mountains nearby, an envious sorceress named Morwenna hated Isabella's gift. She cast a curse over the land, turning all the flowers into stone. The once colorful kingdom became gray and lifeless. One evening, while Isabella wept in the garden, a mysterious young man appeared. He was Prince Elias from a faraway kingdom. He, too, had a secret gift. He could summon light from his hands, powerful enough to chase away shadows. "Don't lose hope, princess," Elias said kindly. "Together, we can break this curse." The princess and prince set off on a magical quest. They traveled through whispering forests, across glowing rivers, and into caves sparkling with crystal light. Along the way, Isabella's kindness won the friendship of a talking owl and a playful unicorn who joined their journey. At last, they reached Morwenna's dark tower. The sorceress laughed wickedly. "You cannot defeat me. My magic is stronger than both of you." But Isabella held up a single enchanted rose, the only flower left alive in the kingdom. With her touch, it glowed with pure magic. Prince Elias raised his hands, filling the room with blinding light. Together, their powers merged light and nature, weaving into one brilliant force. "Goodness and hope are stronger than your darkness," Isabella cried. The spell shattered with a thunderous boom. The stone flowers across the kingdom burst back into life, painting Aurora Vale with brilliant colors. Habble habble have, Morwenna disappeared into shadows, never to return. From that day, Prince Elias and Princess Isabella ruled side by side. Their powers combined to protect the kingdom. Wherever they went, flowers bloomed and light shone, reminding everyone that love, kindness, and courage are the greatest magic of all. And so, they lived happily ever after.